What goes up must go down.
Some games are labeled as single-player titles, while others are deemed true multiplayer experiences. Today, we are going to look at 10 multiplayer modes that you should have played more. It's very likely they were included in games that had the spotlight focus on their campaign, but that doesn't mean the multiplayer wasn't worth playing too. Let's take a look at 10 multiplayer modes that are totally underrated.
Security Team Alpha Bravo 9. Top level security breach in the mines.
With Dead Space 2, you get one of the best horror shooters from the last generation. But it also had an amazing multiplayer mode. 4 human players need to work together to reach certain objectives. 4 other players are necromorphs who need to stop them. The human-controlled necromorphs are assisted by AI-controlled ones. For the necromorphs, it's all about getting humans to split up, so it's easier to take them out. Each of the maps has different objectives, ranging from reaching escape pods to finding components to make a bomb or detonating a fuel core. Yes, this multiplayer mode was pretty awesome, and it's such a pity if you missed out on it.
Can I stomp him? Sucker.
While many multiplayer titles confine gameplay to a small single level, in Free Roam, the enormous single-player game world is open and available to explore.
Even before Rockstar Games did GTA Online, they made some amazing online multiplayer content for Red Dead Redemption. Instead of a game lobby, this open-world western offered a free roam mode for 16 gamers, and you could start a posse with 7 others. You could go hunting or attack gang hideouts, along with a variety of other challenges. This is a very cool way to set up the multiplayer experience, but things got even better in competitive modes, because each game would kick off with a Mexican standoff.
If you're the last man standing at the end of the bloodshed, make your way to the best sniper location.
Once everybody died, the actual game mode would start. This could range from death matches to King of the Hill or capture the flag type gameplay. It's not the modes that stand out, but everything leading up to it.
The multiplayer of Red Dead Redemption brings a whole new way to experience the game.
Get your ass over here! See me?
Go ahead, make some friends.
Explosive! Go, go, go!
We all know the Uncharted series as those amazing cinematic action adventures from developer Naughty Dog. But let's talk about the multiplayer of Uncharted 4, because it's surprisingly fun. It's a team-based third-person shooter, and that's really nothing spectacular. But combine that with a focus on agility, climbing, and jumping through an environment, and suddenly this is a whole lot more than a standard multiplayer mode.
We got ourselves a match on our hands!
Too much for ya! Yeah, will not be denied!
You can be swinging on a rope across the level as you pull off some amazing skills and earn the MVP award. Now that's satisfying.
Oh, you look better on the ground. See ya! The Metal Gear series has grown into a gaming phenomenon with a deep story and enough plot twists to make George R.R. Martin jealous. But with the release of Metal Gear Solid 3's Subsistence and Metal Gear Solid 4, fans got their own multiplayer mode called Metal Gear Online. You need to sneak around the battlefield to surprise enemies in this mode. The sole focus on stealth and player expression made MGO a bit of a weird but very fun beast. Metal Gear Online was also included in Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, but that version of MGO clearly didn't receive the same amount of love from both the developers and the fans. Pity, even though there's still something magic about sneaking up on other players.
We're dropping you into a hot zone. Get down there and engage the enemy.
Perhaps this addition to the list is one of the most controversial. Mass Effect 3 is the black sheep of the series. For many fans, it's the game that ruined the trilogy. Well, until Andromeda came out, but that's another story. But did you know that Mass Effect 3 also boosted an amazing multiplayer mode? Progression in this wave-based co-op multiplayer mode was tied to your resources and preparations for the Reaper War in the campaign. This wasn't just a horde mode, but it provided variation and enough challenge, as you could wield all the weapons that made the campaign so enjoyable. The multiplayer mode of Andromeda isn't half bad either, believe it or not. The Pikmin series started on the GameCube and saw a third release on the Wii U. Besides the single-player campaign, it also offered a co-op gameplay experience where you need to work together to reach your objectives. In general, this series is very much focused on the campaign, but Pikmin 3 also has a competitive mode. Bingo Battle has your Pikmin searching for items, and when those items are collected, you need to get a bingo in the bottom of the screen.
はい、2人のビンゴカードが出ました。
You can see we have our 2 bingo cards here.
It's fun, it's lighthearted, and despite being a bit dependent on luck, there's nothing better than beating your friends in this split-screen bingo battle mode.
I brought back the strawberry to win.
優しい。
Feels very nice.
Over the years, we've seen many Transformers games, but there were 2 that stood out: War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Especially the second one was great as it would allow you to play as Grimlock. Apart from that, the game had a bunch of great multiplayer modes that should appeal to the most veteran online shooter fans. Think about modes where you need to control nodes and of course regular death matches. Where Transformers Fall of Cybertron excels is the transformations. The smoothness and change in movement that comes with transforming made gameplay super fast and fun. We think we can all agree that Transformers Fall of Cybertron is not a 10 out of 10 game, but the multiplayer modes are surprisingly fun.
We are 3 kills from victory.
When we are talking about Star Fox games, we mostly refer to the Super Nintendo and N64 classics. But with Star Fox Adventures and Star Fox Assault, the GameCube got 2 good third-person games as well.
Go! Got it!
Star Fox Assault was a scrolling third-person shooter made by Namco, and it was generally okay. But the multiplayer mode is where the true fun lies. Multiplayer is suitable for 4-player split screen and allows player combat in the air, in a tank, or on foot. The entire Star Fox team is playable, including Peppy and Wolf. This competitive multiplayer mode with friends was a lot of fun, especially switching between vehicle modes and surprising your friends. Now, do a barrel roll!
Got it!
With The Last of Us, we add a second Naughty Dog game to this list. The post-apocalyptic action game received worldwide praise for its story and execution, but hardly anybody spoke about its online mode. And that's a pity, because Factions is one of the most interesting multiplayer modes the world has ever seen.
Got a stash here. I'm hurt.
Gameplay in Factions is just like the main game, strongly focused on stealth. But you have a limited number of lives and even fewer bullets, and that makes teamwork and survival very important. You need to decide when to use that last Molotov and how you will trick your enemies. And on top of all that is a metagame in which your success or failure is reflected by the survivors living in your camp. Go ahead and give this one a try sometime.
You can't hide forever, you know.
It's a battleground. And whoever controls the most turf is going to rule this whole town.
Batman Arkham Origins might be the least popular game in the series, but it surprised us with a super interesting multiplayer mode. The game introduced a 2 vs 3 vs 3 mode called Invisible Predator Online. 2 3-man teams would be gang members, while 2 other players are Batman and Robin. The gang members need to take out each other, and the dynamic duo needs to acquire intimidation points by taking out gang members.
Activate the door. The heroes are here
Batman and Robin have access to gadgets, while the bad guys get guns, explosives, and the ability to become the Joker or Bane. It's a bizarre concept that's pretty well executed. It's a pity that Origins was hated on for being just another Arkham game.
Joker's gang has killed Batman. Mission viability compromised. Tactical advantage established. Finish them.
Have you ever played a multiplayer mode that other people didn't like as much as you did? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. See you next time here on Zoomin Games.
Get rid of this thing. Oh my god, turn around. Oh, I thought he was gone. Oh!